Hello, it's me. Uh, hey guys, I hope you have had a really awesome solstice. I hope you're gonna have a Merry Christmas. I hope you had a really great Hanukkah. I hope you're gonna have an awesome Kwanzaa and a New Year. And as of today's filming, actually, it is Festivus for the rest of us. So happy that as well. I'm just gonna jump right into it. I just wanted to talk about. I have seen lately, and when I say lately that I've seen it, I mean it's been projected at me. But I have seen it put onto other people as well. A lot of shame for believing in things a certain way. I mean, this is nothing new. We've all experienced that, and we all continue to experience it. But I think we get to a point where we start to overlook it, like we become numb to it. And I don't think that that is healthy because you kind of start to allow bad things, unacceptable things to be said to you or done to you, and you overlook it. You can't stop not just defending your own personal ethics, morals, and beliefs, but educating people on said ethics, morals, and beliefs. That's really important. And for example, I have for months and months and months and months and months kind of gone back to this original realization I had when I was forming my beliefs as a teenager. When I was first finding paganism, I went about it very agnostically, atheistically, pantheistically. I didn't really truly believe that deity existed, in the traditional sense especially. And, I'm kind of there again. Not to say that I ever came to a place where I did truly believe that the gods of any kind existed physically. I never believed that. But I did believe at one point for many years that the gods they were energy constructs, so to speak, that did exist on an astral plane or some other plane of existence. But I've kind of come to the thing now where I just don't think that they're real. I don't think there is a god. I don't believe in a creator god. I don't believe in a destructive god. I don't believe in a sustaining god. However, I do love the gods. And I do love reading about the gods, and I am taught lessons about the gods because they have all these stories that have been written down by people that most people probably just made up. But those are teaching stories, like old fables and legends are supposed to be. Even the Bible, it's like the greatest of all, right? It's just a teaching resource, partially. It's just a teaching resource. It's self-help, It's like old school, old world self-help new age books. You know what I mean? To me, that's all fairy tales are, and that's all the stories that the gods are. I've talked about before how I think gods now are superheroes because we're literally telling the same stories that they told with Zeus and Hercules, with Wonder Woman and Iron Man and these characters now. So, so it's really hard for me to say that there is truly gods that exist because, it beckons back to that whole thing of like, if gods truly exist, why does all the bullshit that exists happens? That's really fucked up. If they truly exist, then they must be very fickle like the Greeks portrayed them. And if that's true, then gross. I don't really want a part of that. Like, not to offend anyone who follows Greek gods. I don't mean like, on them. I just mean like, I expect more out of my gods than fickle, rude, backstabbing, cheating behavior. I truly want, like most people I think, to believe in something higher than myself that governs, things and protects you and looks out for you and has some sense of justice. Not some frivolous housewife type reality star kind of god. So I have backed off of that a lot in my practice, from kind of idolizing the gods so much. And I've kind of come to a point, like I said, where I've just kind of channel the archetype that is that god and learn lessons from reading stories of that god, or from intuiting stories of that God and relating them to my own life experience, if that makes sense. But I've seen people shame me for that, and when I share it on forums and such, and I've seen people get shamed for that as well. Like, people say you can't be am I playing with my hair too much? Anyway, people say that you can't be pagan or a witch or a Wiccan, which I won't go into that. But they say you can't be a witch or a shaman or any kind of pagan if you don't truly believe in the gods, that they're real. And that's not true for me. That's really not true. I think it's crazy to, and you know, we've talked about this before too, to impose dogma and rules and organization onto the pagan path, because it's a path that we reconstruct ourselves from dead religions and dead spiritualities. So there's really a lot of room to interpret and to make up your own stuff. And I don't think it's kind to try to impose your beliefs and your dogma onto someone else. That's kind of why most of us came to this path in the first place, because we grew tired of all the organized religion. So it's crazy that people start to kind of seem to try to organize paganism and impose rules and create a hierarchy. That's ludicrous. I try to stay away from those people. And that's kind of all I wanted to say. Was believe what you want to believe. I know it's really hard sometimes to stand up for your beliefs because we're scared of conflict and confrontation. But sometimes, especially if it's online, it's easy to, have conflict and confrontation because you don't have to worry about it physically being in your face and worrying about harm to you. It's easier to be a bitch online. That goes both ways. But don't be afraid to defend, like I said, and educate people on your beliefs and your path. Because in the end, if they can't truly just let you have your beliefs, if they are constantly trying to impose themselves on you, then they're not really a friend, and they're not a good family member if they're doing that. Even if they don't fundamentally agree with you, then, I think you need to come to a point, and vice versa, this goes for you, on someone else. But if you don't fundamentally agree with someone, just let it be what it is. We're adults, and you just kind of have to get to a point where you're like, okay, we're not going to go there again. And sometimes that does mean, I think, loving people from a distance, kind of separating yourself from someone, with physical contact at least. And you can still love that person and appreciate that person, but that they're just not a positive influence in your life, spiritually, religiously, emotionally, whatever. But yeah, I think all I really wanted to sum up with was, don't feel like you have to be some kind of theist to be a pagan or to be magically inclined. You don't even have to be pagan. You don't even have to use that term. That's a whole nother discussion about use whatever labels you want. And don't use what labels you want. Forge ahead your own path. Believe what you want to believe. And always stay open to change. That's it, you guys. I hope to make some more videos soon. Maybe more structured and with topics. That would be nice. Alright, you guys. I hope you have a really happy holiday. And I can't wait personally to open my presents. Namaste and Ashe. Peace out, Girl Scouts.